Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What's up, party people? Party people, and the place to be. Man, E over here, you already know it's PSG, E. We got TA on the ones and twos.
Yes,
We're brought to you by our doc, make him your specialized physical therapy. E may need some physical therapy. He's going through something right now, some trials and tribulations.
Yes, sir.
But he making it.
Hey, listen, I love the family out there. I'm here. I'm injury reserved, but I'm still moving and grooving, man. That's what it's all about.
And also, you already know all the time that we hate taxes, but you already know Gibson Mayer LLC is going to hold us down. Certified Public Accountants, Yardley, PA. Our account will make them yours as well. Also, Pin Setters, this Sunday night, watch party, Sunday Night Football, Battle of the Birds, Falcons, Eagles.
Okay.
We already know who the better bird is. Matter of fact, I think that they got an Eagle statue that they tried to pass off as a Falcon outside of Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Which one's that?
One of they literally built the Falcon statue, but people came, the entomologists who are doctors of birds.
I like it.
Said, dog, that's an eagle. So even subconsciously they knew that
we was coming.
Yeah, but the thing is now we're 3-0 against Atlanta the last 3 seasons, but I can't remember the last time we beat them in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I mean, I'm going back to where you figure the Trotter game when Trotter got kicked out, we lost that game, right?
Yep.
Then after that,
yep.
before that we played the Vic game, and we lost that one. And the last one we played, I'm trying to remember. I know it wasn't Donovan. Was it Nick Foles? Or was it? I'm trying to remember who it was. But the last game we played them there, we lost. So Atlanta, it's tough for us. It's definitely a tough draw for us. I mean, the crowd's gonna be rocking that Sunday, and I mean, I have to say this about Atlanta. They have a beautiful stadium, man. I mean, Arthur Blank is one of the best owners. I do have to give him credit. He is one of the best owners in the league. But with that being said, I'm not going to give him too much credit because it's all about the Eagles. It's Eagles Day.
Of course.
It's all Eagles right now. But listen, it's going to be a good game coming up, which we will be discussing in a few minutes.
Yeah, and also I just want to leave with this, man. Listen, it's crazy. I'm not on a down note. I want to make it somber, but it's crazy how much things can change in a week. Last week, everybody I bowl. I bowl pretty serious, pretty heavy in the South Jersey, Philadelphia bowling scene, and I noticed last week that one of the cats that you cross so many people, Kyle Hogwalt, was watching the show.
Okay.
And I just found out literally before this show that he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
He
tough.
Passed away suddenly early Thursday morning, 31 years old.
That's young, man. And more sad news on my end as well. One of my childhood friends that I grew up with, Sheldon, man, just condolences to the family. He was actually 2 years older than me. I think he was 41, 42. No, 42. He passed away this morning as well in his sleep. So, I mean, some tough times right now for everybody,
Wow.
Prayers go out to his family as well as Sheldon's family, but we got to keep moving.
Gotta keep moving, man. And so with that out of the way, those are things in life that unfortunately they happen, circumstances, but we all find solace in football and sports, and that brings us all together. So with that being said, you already know the poll question. Desean Jackson, when it's all said and done, all the smoke clears, he's no longer catching deep passes. He's no longer breaking the Giants' heart or burning ex-teammates that for Washington Redskins. His number 10 will be retired.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. I mean, if it wasn't evident of how big and how momentum or how big he was to the Eagles, how big he was to the fans, how big he was to the organization, you can see every time we played him how he would greet Mr. Laurie and how he would greet Dougie P. How you get the team that there still was love. The love was still there, and unfortunately, abruptly, he was let go, if you will, and as a result, the good thing is that him coming back, not only on the field, which he does so much for us, but off the field. He is one of our leaders in the clubhouse right now, and it's evident. I mean, in fact, at halftime, he gave a speech to the guys to let them know, listen, guys, we got to keep moving. We got to keep, grinding. We got to keep doing what we got to do. But just everything that he does on the field, everything he does off the field now, he's not the same Desean. And I guess the maturity comes with it because now he has kids. He's married now, so the maturity is different now. He played on two different clubs, two different mindsets. And I think being with Tampa, being with Washington, and now coming back to Philly, the locker room so much different from the culture, so much different. We always say culture, but a lot of these players realize the culture is different from going from one organization to another organization. It's just a different thing. So to answer the question, I definitely, if he continues to play or keep doing what he's doing right now, I mean, you got to hang at number 10 in the Raptors. You got to, or at least, if not in the Raptors, at least Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, for me, that's all good on the culture. I think it was only one person that had a problem with him, and that person was Chip. I think everybody else was cool. He should have been a lifelong Eagle. I'm glad he's back. He's back home.
Yeah.
To me, right now, this has never been done before. His jersey need to be retired right now. Like
right now?
For what he is, and I don't think that he's getting to that point where he's almost like, to me, and this is not just saying this is not because it's fresh.
Okay.
But when I look at his stats and his body of work throughout, and his longevity, he get nicked up here and there, but throughout that and his longevity and how many years he's been doing it, if he breaks Jerry Rice's record of 50-yard touchdowns or more, which now I think he's at 30 or 31, he has like 5 or 6 more to go, he's a Hall of Famer. That to me, that's the level that he's on, because I keep saying it. And I've been saying and preaching ever since we traded for him, we got him back. He's the best deep ball tracker that I have ever seen.
To your credit, you did say a couple weeks ago, and I kind of I was chagrined. I was looking at you like, I mean, he's in there. I mean, but there's other guys that you can think about. But I mean, just the command that he has on the field, man. I mean, listen, during the game, they were off after he beat them twice. They were 15 yards off of him. So that comeback, I mean, they even said it. Dougie P even said it. He said the comeback. And the out was like stealing candy from a baby all game.
Yeah, and I think it was the very first touchdown.
Right.
You could see him have Josh Norman beat, but to see the nuance of Desean is the ball's in the air. He doesn't stop moving.
Yeah.
He slowed himself down to post Josh Norman up so that way he can catch the ball. That's what I'm talking about. Like when the ball is in the air and if it's close to him and he can get to it,
excuse me,
he's there. Most guys with speed, you even see them, they may dive. I don't remember ever seeing Desean have to dive. Like, he'll just run underneath it. And to be 31, 32 years old now.
Yeah, 32.
To going on 33, to not lose a step yet. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's like a wine. He's getting better with age. And far be it, I mean, I love Donovan and what he had. RG3 in Washington, Kirk Cousins in Washington, Jameis Winston eating the W's, and big win for them last night.
Eating the W.
I mean, I think from what that very first game, if that's any insight to what we can see, the connection out of him and Carson, I think there's big things happening for this year.
Yeah.
So, TA, do you agree or not? Number 10, after he hangs it up, no longer to be worn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see how it doesn't. First, one, because he's a fan favorite, but two, because he's a great player.
Yeah.
You know, and when you beat Jerry Rice in anything, you get your number retired, right? I mean, can we say that? And it's going to happen. Yeah, that's going to happen in that statistical category. He'll beat him in that, which is amazing. And I know Frank said no, and that's the only person I've seen say no, but he didn't vote no. Right now, it's 100% agree on the poll.
Yeah.
So we got some comments real quick. Hey, listen, I'm hurt. Right now I'm hurting, y'all. I'm a little hurt right now, but I'm still here. So my cousin, what's up, my man Joseph Denby, my cousin, my favorite cousin in the world. He said you played an inferior team. He lost a step. His defender wasn't good. All right, so cuz I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, man, I mean, yes, Norman did. He's not what he was.
Lost a step twice.
Who? Jackson?
No, I'm just saying, like the guy who's covering lost a step twice, because that's 2 touchdowns on the same side. I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
Asking for a friend.
I I disagree with him losing step, man. I mean, if you look around the NFL and you pose that question that you just posed to a lot of defensive coordinators, they would disagree and say he's still one of the best deep.
He's not one of the best. He is the best deep ball tracker. Not even deep ball. He's the best ball tracker in the league.
And let's just say, for the sake of the argument, let's just say he did maybe lose a little step.
Still fast.
He's still fast.
Third fastest ranked player from the week 1.
Right,
yeah.
and let's,
at 32.
And let's keep it real. They actually timed him of how fast he was running. He's running 21 miles per hour.
Yeah, third fastest. Yeah. And Robinson chiming over on YouTube.
Okay.
Nobody ended the game on a punt return. Hall of Famer, no question. And yeah, the walk off.
Yeah.
And Rome says Philly legend.
Yeah.
Philly legend. So I mean, you're getting both sides, and that's my point. He's a Philly legend, and Philly legends get their number retired.
Right, and the bigger thing is Philly legend, but now he's starting to get the recognition on just a legend. And like 10 years from now, if Lord willing, we're all still here, and we're sitting at
I better still be here.
A2D corporate studios.
Okay,
just shooting the breeze. By this time, we the older vets. Now the younger guns that came in. We the old guys. We sitting here. We talking about Joey Galloway.
Yeah.
Talking about Jerry Rice as far as speed.
Okay.
Talking about Randy Moss as far as speed.
You can throw Terry Glenn in there.
Terry Glenn.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, God rest his soul for sure.
And then Desean Jackson he has a seat at that table, man.
Yeah.
He has a seat at that table. So I think we're all in agreement. And for us as Phillies fans, we appreciate our own. But then once we see our own start to get appreciation on a national level,
it's tough.
It makes us feel we take more pride in. We already take. We're a very proud fan base, regardless.
Yeah, very
proud fan base, regardless. But when we see real, recognize real, and we finally get that nod of respect, then we there.
My cousin's trolling right now. So my cousin says I'd rather have Chip than my number retired. So listen, cuz I'm gonna say this.
He gonna get his chip this year, man.
Yeah, he's gonna get his chip. He's gonna get his chip. Because I don't want to put you out there, man. I don't want to put you out there.
Go ahead, nah.
It's my cousin. I love him. But the Dolphins ain't looking too good, man.
Hey, a Dolphins fan? Stop it.
He's a big Dolphins
fan. Stop it.
And
put your own self in the corner.
And let me say this. He's a real Dolphins fan. He's been ever since I've known him, since I was a kid, of course. He's a real deal.
Good. He need to put himself real deal in the corner for trying to come in here while they got that fire sale. Everything must go because now Minka Fitzpatrick can be had. And oh, God.
They're looking like the Sixers, man, of the NFL.
That's what they about to do. They about to do what Cleveland did.
And now, to their credit, and I can say this, I respect the fact how they're doing because they realize, look, we're not going to beat New England no time soon.
Right.
So let's just tear this thing down. We got $100 million in the cap. We got free agents we can get next year. We're probably going to have number 2 or 3 pick. Maybe 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they have a lot. You know, and again, reports were saying there was a lot of players that, from what I understand, one was calling the agents and was upset about the loss and was ready to leave. But listen, I think Flores is going to be a good coach. I know BT's probably watching. I think Flores is going to be a good coach. He is a disciple of Bill Belichick, and I think the fans just have to be patient with him because this is going to be a long journey.
Yeah. Well, see, what the Sixers did, the Sixers made the model of the tank for professional sports organizations. Right. Cleveland kind of followed. The Dolphins, I feel like the reason why the Dolphins are trying to do the same thing, but players they're getting backlash from their players, is because they just didn't come out and do it. Like if they would have did all this in the off season, it's like you realize, okay, we can't do this, and then now let's go ahead and
make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Yeah. And so it set an unreal expectation for those players going through training camp and things of that nature. And then the writing's on the wall now because obviously you traded Larry Tunsil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then now you go to Fitzpatrick and say, okay, we can seek this, seek that, whatever.
And Kenny Stills. They treat Kenny Stills as well.
I wouldn't put Kenny Stills in the same class as Tunsil.
I'm not saying that he's the same class, but he's still a valuable veteran to their team.
Right.
But, I mean, look, the bottom line is at the end of the day, look, they're going to be bad. They know they're going to be bad. They told their fans in one of their townhouse meetings that they're going to be bad. So, you know, they're tanking for Tua.
Or Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert, either or. So we'll see.
So let's get into the game itself. We all saw in the first quarter. I seen some people on Twitter talk about the season's over with. It's not even the end of the first quarter of football for the first time back in 6 months, 8 months.
What did I say last week?
Yeah.
Well, I said, what was my exact words? I said, we're going to start off slow.
Of course.
People are going to get upset.
Right.
Some people are going to jump out the wagon, but just be patient.
Yeah.
Right.
So people are concerned with the pass rush, even people on national, larger platforms, the A2D for now, because we growing.
Yeah.
People saying with the pass rush worries me. Listen, when you have max protect and you running 7, and then you got a defensive coordinator blitzing, calling a run blitz on play action fake, and then you get stuck with cover 0 on the back end, there's not too many corners in the league that would be able to shut that down one-on-one.
Very true.
So it was like the perfect storm for Scary Terry for his 75-yard touchdown. And then Vernon Davis, I mean, listen, dog.
He's going to be a problem.
Vernon Davis, he catches the ball on the flat. Now, it was support tackle and support angles. Dog, listen, it's nothing like a person that's motivated after they just lost someone. Yeah. And he has to play football that next day.
Absolutely.
So hats off to him for suiting up and doing it.
Yeah.
Hats off to him because he took a step back in time. It was like San Francisco 49ers, Davis all over again. So I can take that out of it.
Right.
But once the team started going in that second half to where Jim Schwartz the problem with Jim Schwartz is he wants to put our DBs on the island like they're Revis or like they're Stephon Gilmore or they're like a Jalen Ramsey. And we just don't have that talent to do that.
Like that.
So for Jim Schwartz, he had every once in a while he had to be smacked in the face with some long touchdowns and some plays some big plays that you didn't think you were going to give up and be down to a team that you're not supposed to be down to on paper, but this is still the National Football League, and these teams come out here and they play hard.
Well, I think that he's handcuffed at times because his personnel in the secondary. So he has to, it could be also that he's stubborn, which he is. Right. But I think he's handcuffed to do. He has to do certain things. There's certain things that he wants to do, but he cannot do because how some of the weaknesses of the Sidney Jones of the world, the Rasuls of the world, Darby of the world with the double move. So there's certain things that he just has to do. With that being said, the main thing is getting to the quarterback. And people get upset. People get want to come to the TV, whatever the case may be. But this is sports, man. Sports is going to play his defense, and his defense is rushing forward. No matter what we think, or no matter how we came from the Jim Johnson era, we came from the Buddy era, all those areas, and those eras, we blitzed. We blitzed like crazy. You know what I mean? So this is the opposite. He's gonna run that wide 9. He's gonna run guys in there with the front 4 and let the front 4 do the work. We just have to understand that, hey, this is what it is.
Well, I think on the back end with the DBs being on the island, there's ways he can scheme it up to where that they have some help and some support. Because I'm not really worried about a offense running the ball on us. Because since 2017, the Eagles have only given up 87 yards a game on the ground, which I think is either second or either second,
top 5.
Yeah, maybe it's top 2 or top 3.
Okay.
So that's over a compilation of 3 seasons up until this point. So I'm not really concerned with that looking into the Falcons game. But I want to talk about Carson and how the offense looked. And it's going to be skewed because of the fact of, yes, we put up 32 points, and 2 of those were over 50-yard bombs to Desean. One coming on I think both of them coming on a third down, if I'm not mistaken.
I know one for sure was.
The first one was definitely on a 3rd and 10. The second one I'm not so sure about. But then you also had Alshon with 2 touchdowns. People were like, well, where's Ertz at? Well, the reason why Ertz had 100+ catches last year, and one of the things was Carson probably truly wasn't fully healthy. Right. Doug probably didn't call as many deep passes, and you did not have a burner like Desean taking a top off to where when you're a quarterback and you run play action or you drop back, you take your 6 or 7 step drop, and you have Desean. That's almost like a line attacking red meat, like a steak. Like you can't, you salivate over that, and it's pretty much Desean. Where do you need it at? Throw it up. I'm gonna go get it.
Right. So here's my thing. My take is this with the offense. I love what we did with Desean. I love as far as Carson getting the ball down the field. I love his decision making. He was 28 for 39. His quarterback rate was 121. So he made a lot of good decisions out there on the field. 3 touchdowns. But the most important thing is no picks. I love that about him. Excuse me. But what I want to see more of the running game. We saw 11 rushes for 26 yards from Sanders. The thing I saw that I kind of want to change, and I'm a Sproles guy, but I still think Sproles had too many carries. Sproles had 9 carries for 47 yards. I want to kind of curtail that down to maybe 4 to 5. And those carries, those 4 to 5 carries that he actually received, I want Howard to get more involved because Howard had 7.5 rushing. He was averaging
seven carries for 34 yards.
7.5 rushing yards. So, I mean, I want him to get the ball. Now, he had maybe a rush or two in the beginning of the series, but then he disappeared. Now, I understand Dougie's trying to fill everything out, and I understand that, this is what we have to deal with the rotation. But at the end of the day, when you have a guy that's hungry and wants the ball and is coming downhill, every time he touches the ball, downhill, it was a problem.
Yeah.
So, I mean, going forward, especially against this game, against Atlanta, and with being that they're a fast defense and being how they are, they're smaller, we got to be more patient. I know I'm skipping into it,
right,
but we got to be more patient with that rush.
Yeah.
I know Dougie, it's like having a beautiful car. It's like having a Tesla, who, by the way, right now, Tesla's, if you're in the stocks like myself, Tesla's definitely the one you want to go with. I think it's $247 a share, by the way. Just a little tip.
Not $2.47. $247.
$247, my people. Listen to me. $247 a share. So if you're into that, you might want to look into that Robinhood. Yeah. But anyway, shameless plug. But anyway, so it's like having a Tesla out there. You got all those weapons. You got Jackson, you got Jeffrey, Aguilar, who, by the way, didn't get that many touches, and Ertz and Goddard. So he's got to figure out. It's a lot, man. And it's one ball. So Dougie's got to kind of figure out. He's got to be a puppet master. Yeah. What should I do in this situation? Who should I plug in this situation? So it's a lot. But the main point I'm saying is this: going forward, especially in this game, you got to be patient with the run game. Because, like I said, they're smaller, and they're going to be susceptible to the run. So Dougie P's got to be patient going forward.
So, for me, it was when I look at the run game, I like the fact that Miles Sanders outtouched Sproles and Howard. I would like to see Sproles get the least, but I also understand as well that Sproles has opportunities. You didn't really see any screen passes, so you know that's coming soon. But I can't really say that Saquon only had 11 touches. Right. Dallas in the opening game.
Well, that's because
these coaches itself, though, they get into this groove,
right,
to where they get tunnel vision. Mm-hmm. So I don't think you'll see that moving forward into Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be hard pressed if we didn't mention the poor. I didn't like what I saw out of the linebacker play.
Okay.
I heard Camus was practicing. We need him back.
Right.
And then obviously the loss of Malik Jackson with the Liz Frank injury. Malik Jackson. Now, when you look at, I know the sacks and hits on Keenum, we didn't really get home. But as far as pressures, the pressures was there. Fletcher Cox still has the toe, so he still practiced on the limited.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the defense itself will right the ship. For some reason, Jim Schwartz has success against Falcons offenses, whether it be Dirk Cotter, whether it be Kyle Shanahan, whether it be Steve Sarkisian.
Right.
Julio will go off.
Yeah, that's a given.
Julio's going to go off. But what does worry me is the second year.
Oh, yeah.
Second year of Calvin Ridley.
Absolutely.
Because you have a fast speed guy who can run precision route runner with speed.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But, I mean, trust me, they should have never let Kyle Shanahan walk. They'd have been perfect if Kyle Shanahan was the head coach.
They'd be far better. So real quick, we got some comments I just want to read real quick. My man Ben Turok, he's actually in here. He's saying that they were just talking about Minka Fitzpatrick. Last year's first-round pick is being allowed to shop for trade. Yeah,
they're asking him a minimum of a first.
So if you're Howie, you're at the table right now. You're at the poker table right now. They're asking for a first round from Minka Fitzpatrick.
Right.
What's your answer?
No.
Not for a first round. What would you do?
Because people have to understand, once again, if we're at a bargaining table, like if a company comes to Tom and they say, we're interested in A2D and we have some assets that we want to get rid of, what are you willing to pay? As a business owner, you've already sent the message to me that you're diminishing the value of your own asset.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm definitely not going to give you what you're asking for.
Well, I think they're throwing it out there already, trying to set the table.
Right.
And I agree with what you're saying, but I just think at this point where the Dolphins are, they're like, you know what? Listen, let's just throw it out there. And someone's going to bite, someone may not. If not, then we'll reevaluate another week or two. We may not know. There could be injury that may happen in the secondary, whether it be Eagles, whether it be another team.
Well, he's a safety too, though.
I'm with you. But what I'm saying is, my point is this. They're throwing it out there to see what's out there, who's going to grab it. Okay, if you don't want to grab it, all right, let's just see what happens in another week or two. Injuries has happened like crazy right now in the league. There's people going. I mean, Abraham, the kid from Raiders, is done for the year.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, it's happening. Another comment I want to read.
Well, TA went at the time real quick.
No, real quick. It doesn't make any sense to me. You gotta keep something. You gotta build off of something.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't understand. You're not talking about an older player, so I don't understand the purpose of the Tunsil. The now maybe possibly Minka. I don't understand that thought process. When you're talking about young players that were both drafted first-round guys that are still in rookie deals, I don't understand that decision-making.
Talent with control.
Yeah, and that process-making. I think that's a terrible organization. I think this is the becomings of worse than the Cleveland Browns.
So what I think they're doing right now, they have 2 1s and BT, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 3s. At this point, what they're just doing is stockpiling picks.
How did that work out for Cleveland, though?
I'm with you. However, everyone's different.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. They're thinking it might be different from Sashi with Cleveland when he was there. We don't know, but they have a goal. The goal is set to where this is what we're going to do going forward. Whether people agree or not, this is where they are. You know? So, also, Bill Middlebrook says we're going to
What up, Bill?
We're going to run it down the Falcons' throats this week. And when they load the box, bombs away. Let's go 2-0, fly, Eagles fly. I definitely agree with it. I think like we've been talking about, we're going to run the rock. And Desean Jones is susceptible to that pass. He's susceptible to tight ends. Offhand, the last 3 years, the Atlanta Falcons they're ranked last against the pass with their linebackers and against running backs.
To me, so let's speed ahead. We're all good on the Redskins game. Nothing else we want to add.
Yeah, we're good with that.
Okay, so looking ahead to Sunday night, when I look at the offensive line of the Falcons, I want to say this though, Howie.
Real quick, happy birthday, Tyrone, over on YouTube.
Yeah.
I want to get that out before the guy gets out. Mine's tomorrow, Tyrone. So,
okay.
Happy birthday,
So, I'm just going to be revisiting. This is the last time I bring it up until something else happens and we lose another defensive lineman. Howie Roseman, dog, listen. You know how much better and how much easier a pill will be to swallow with this Malik Jackson injury if we would gave up a 3rd-round pick for Clowney. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, we're gonna leave that alone, bro.
Let that settle in.
Let it go.
Because listen, don't get me
Frozen. Let it go, Pete.
Don't get me wrong.
It's over, man.
Don't get me wrong. I like what I saw out of Burnett. I like what I saw out of Graham. The biggest thing is I don't know why Josh Sweat was activated over Desean Hall, but I digress. Let's move forward.
Listen, before we move forward, the bottom line is this, man. Howie's got his guys. He's believing in young guys. Like I said last week, whether we agree or not, he's going with the young guys. The Josh Sweat thing, they're enamored by him. I don't know why. I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe he's a better practice player than he is on the field.
Right.
But they're truly enamored by him, and hence why he was activated.
Why he was kept. He was opposite Myles Garrett at Texas A&M.
So there's something about him.
But looking ahead to the Falcons game, I think our biggest matchup and our biggest advantage is our defensive line, our front 7 against the offensive line. Listen, now what does scare me looking into the Minnesota and Atlanta game, Atlanta had 28 first downs. So they were able to move the ball, but they just turned the ball over. We all know Kirk Cousins. If you've been hearing anything, Kirk Cousins only had the pat. He only threw it 10 times. Yeah. Dalvin Cook had 21 rushes for 110 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 catches for I think 19 yards or something of that nature.
Yeah, they got up on real early.
So
real early.
They had the block punt and went from there. So it's their home opener. You hear Dan Quinn already asking for home field advantage, and this is what I want to say about Arthur Blank. Arthur Blank building a new stadium. He has priced the diehard Falcons fans out. Like they can't afford it.
Yeah.
They can't afford it.
So he's a businessman too.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Make it pay.
Might be a little
the NFL, you're gonna make it pay. You look at the field that the Washington plays on. It is a fucking dump, and they're still making money.
Horrible.
Still making money.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it, but
these guys are businessmen, man. And at the end of the day, yeah, they love their fans. But they know their fans are going to support them.
Of course.
So they're going to put the money out there. So what I want to say quickly about the Falcons is, another thing that we have to kind of just watch out for is you talked about it earlier was Ridley, Hooper. He's definitely a guy that we may need to look into. I'm not sure who's going. Now Braden played 100% of the snaps last game. He's going to definitely play a lot, and then he played 100%. Zach Brown played about 43 offhand, and I'm trying to remember other play. Gary played about 5%. So the package we're going to be in, we're going to be probably a lot of passing sets because when they run Sanu, when they run Ridley out there, and when they put Julio, in which that's another thing. Julio moves around a lot. Julio, they move Julio in the slot. They move on the outside. So I think another key matchup, just thinking off the cuff, is that Maddox versus Julio. Do you double Julio in the slot?
No.
That's the question. Now that
in the slot,
you double him.
You may bracket him, yeah.
Yeah, you got to bracket him because if you don't bracket him,
because I'll tell you what,
touchdown, bro.
and this is the thing. This is why I say the Eagles will win the game. I don't know how they're gonna win. I'm not picking the score. They'll win the game because they're a more talented team.
All right, so we pick it right now.
So, but the one thing I don't have to worry about is that the fucking Falcons rushing the ball against the Eagles.
Nah.
So what's that's gonna make them do? It's gonna make them one-dimensional. We always hit Matt Ryan. Always. And Jim Schwartz does not give up touchdowns. He'll give up yards all day. For some reason, Case Keenum, he likes to give up touchdowns too. But Matt Ryan, he locks that shit down.
So one of the things that we always do against Matt Ryan, who's 73% against us with his quarterback rating on the last couple of games he played us, is we're actually coming at him because their guards are really weak. I believe offhand they lost the guard for the season.
Their whole right side of the line is all rookies.
So losing him, that's big. But I just think one of the key things we need to do, being that we are away and again it goes back to the Russian, is we have to win the time possession game. That's huge.
Yeah.
We have to dominate that like we did in the fourth quarter against the Redskins. I think if we can keep that offense off the field, we'll be fine going forward.
So also, fam, if you're out there, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook Live, let us know. Give us your predictions for Sunday night. And once again, hit it home. If you're local, you're in the area, you're able to come out. Penn Setters in Merchantville will be there Sunday night from 7 to 11. It'll be food. Come out, watch the game with us. We'll watch the pregame, talk about the games earlier in the day. And it'll be a good time. A2D
$20 to get in.
Yes, sir.
Right, I get you all you can eat. And then we'll be doing raffles for Eagles tickets and a raffle for a cornhole set.
Yeah.
So two fun things we'll have going on.
Cornhole.
Plus, you're getting some videos with us, yell and scream.
Yep.
I got 34-24. I said it Wednesday.
34-24?
I said it again this morning on Morning Wood. And I'm saying again, 34-24. And I think it's a late field goal by us to take it to win by double digits. And Carson, I think Carson spins it again. And I think Jordan Howard and Zach Ertz have big games.
Okay.
And defensively, I'm going Derek Barnett. Got to have a big game.
Yeah, we need something.
And Fletch. Derek and Fletch, big games.
Yeah. Now, Fletch has a toe injury, so watch out for that as well.
Yeah. I think Derek Barnett was close. He was sniffing around the house. He was knocking on the door last week with Keenum. This Sunday, I think he's kicking the door in.
Well, you remember what I've always said about Fletcher, too?
Yep.
One thing I always said about Fletcher is, listen, I better hear 91's name called all day.
Yeah.
When you're one of the best in your position and we need you, like a game on the road like this, I need to hear your name all damn day.
Yeah. For me.
Answer Ty to YouTube, please.
Say what?
Talking.
What happened?
Talking to T.A.
All right. You want to read that real quick?
Nah, he's asking if we could do something.
Okay. All right. So moving along. For me.
Stream the Eagles game?
Yeah.
Like to the YouTube page?
I'm not
I don't
sure.
know. If that's what you mean, like we'll get shut down for that shit, but we could do live reactions, and we will be doing live reactions on YouTube throughout the game from the watch party, so don't worry.
What's he live out of town or something?
I have no idea.
All right, so
it's his birthday today, so I'm letting him.
Happy birthday, bro.
He gets it. Yeah, but I mean, he might mean just a live stream of us like talking about the game, which we'll be doing from the event.
So for me, regarding the game, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, family. It's gonna be tight, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be nail biting tight. Again, these guys.
Really?
These guys got blown. Their doors got blown off. Okay, people gotta realize this: the psyche of a team. All right, this is what you're made of. Do you have something? You went to Minnesota, got the brakes beat off of you, right? Now you're coming back home. Do you?
I don't agree with you guys. This has been all week. I've been hearing this shit.
No, this is real.
I know. He said he felt.
I'm saying
not
to
you.
I'm
saying I can't deal with you guys because it's been more than him.
All I'm saying to you is, don't be surprised. It's gonna be tight.
Scared kittens walking down the street.
Nah, I'm not. I don't need no dog. I'm not scared.
All you guys, because you're getting this mentality. We get the mentality that we worry about what they're doing.
Listen,
I'm worried about what we're doing.
What we're doing.
We're 2-0
We didn't play a
football
spotless
team.
game anyway.
I got you, but
we're 2-0 football team. Let's walk around like the big pit bull on the block. like we are.
I'm with
Come
you.
on.
But I'm being like Mr. Narrative, my buddy over here. I'm being like him right now. Mr. Narrative. That's what he does. So I'm picking up his little piece. That's what he does. But it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be nail biter.
Right.
If you gotta go to work tomorrow, you might want to take a power nap because it's gonna be right to the nitty gritty. But I got the Eagles winning 31-28.
All right, he's back. He fully redeemed himself. He could say that.
Oh, you thought he was going to pick him to lose?
No, the other wasn't. Greg and Mike on Wednesday picked him to lose.
real?
What?
And I said, whoa. Well, I wasn't happy about it. Wilson on Morning Wood today picked him to win. So,
right.
But he didn't say that. But the other two were like, yeah, I could see, they're coming off. They're in a must-win. I said, who the hell do I care if they're in a must-win?
Right.
I'm in must-wins, too. Every game's a must-win in the NFL.
Hold up. Time out. See, no. Nope. Listen. So I'm going to tell you why it's not a must-win for the Falcons. One, you got Tampa Bay down there 1-1. Carolina's 0-2. The Saints, more likely or not, by the time the game kicks off, will be 1-1. So
Who they playing?
They playing the Rams.
That's right, yes.
So for us, this is what I want to say to those people, to Greg, to Mike, to yourself. Mm-hmm. You say that the Falcons got blown out. They got handed their ass by the Vikings. I just told you they had 28 first downs. When they look at the tape, they were 1 or 2 plays away. The Eagles themselves, when they went into the locker room at halftime, being down 20-7, Doug Peterson ain't had to say nothing. That our players knew that they didn't play up to the standard. Mm-hmm. And trust and believe, I honestly think that we start slower at home than we do on the road.
To some degree.
So, listen, this is what I'm going to do right now, player.
All right, tell me what you got.
This is what I'm going to do right now. You see me? I'm sitting relaxed. I'm going to act like I got a beer in my hand. It's going to be me on Sunday night. Watching that Penn Setters.
This is the same dude. That's going to be like, yo, I'm upset right now. What's going on?
So
it's going to be fine. We're going to come out.
Hey.
Listen, I gave 10 to be nice. We could flat out come out on Sunday Night Football and spank that ass.
No.
We could. We very well could. Listen, I'm sick of the narrative of the old school thought process. This team is flat out loaded, and until I can see otherwise,
I agree.
and there's no better second half adjuster in all the National Football League than Doug Peterson. So I'm confident going everywhere with talent.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't have talent, and he's just a great adjuster. I'm a nervous kitten. Right. But when we got great talent, and he's a great adjuster, come see me. I'm going to play you anywhere. Yeah. Where you want to play. You name the spot. I'll come.
I'm with you guys. I'm
1-8 domes. What the hell do I care what the other 19 did in domes?
I love the positivity. I'm
fired up.
I like you. Fired up. I'm feeling the thing.
Do you guys care that they're 1-8 in domes? Because one of the wins was a Super Bowl win. So what do I care about the other 9 damn teams?
Who's 1-8 in the dome?
The Eagles. Doug Peterson over his tenure. I don't care about that.
They played the Saints twice. That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
And the one win was a Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
So it cancels out all the other 8 losses. Yeah. So really they're undefeated in domes.
Yeah. Those other 8 games. Those other 8 that mean. No, for me, I'm looking. I'm thinking 27. I'm either between 27-13 Eagles. 20 or 37. I think it's a 10-point win Sunday night.
All right, the spread. What is the spread?
The Eagles are favored by 4.5. If I'm not.
2.
2.5.
Yeah.
2. It's a lock. They're begging you to take Atlanta. They're literally begging you to take Atlanta. Load up.
I'm staying away from it.
6 mortgages.
I'm staying away from it.
6 mortgage payments on the Eagles, guaranteed.
I'm not gonna mess with it, man. It's gonna be tight, man.
Dog.
I think we're gonna be pleasantly.
Because
I hope I'm wrong.
You're wrong, sir.
And that's fine. If I'm wrong, I'll live with that. But I'm just saying, do not be surprised if the game's a little bit closer. And I'm
gonna tell you something else.
That's all I'm
too.
gonna say to you.
This is what nobody's fucking saying. Nobody's saying to Greg, to Mataraki. Is this how you feel? Listen, y'all, my boys. I love y'all. We family. Y'all fuckers act like the last 3 times we played these sons of bitches. We had Carson Wentz. They ain't seen Carson like this.
Seen him one time. They seen him his rookie year.
You ain't seen Carson like this. You ain't seen Carson the man. You saw Carson the boy.
All right, so look, we got some comments going.
Now you about to get me fired up.
My man Michael DeAndrea says basically a picking game. Just gonna go through a couple of them. My man Dave from L.A. What's good, man? California, no time to party. He says the Rams will win this Sunday in a revenge game.
Listen, Dave, this ain't the time for the Rams right now. I'm fired up. I love you. You know that. This is not the time.
You know he's Rams all day. He's LA all day.
It's not the time.
LA Dave, man.
Listen, because I really do feel like there's some skepticism out here in this team from this fan base. Listen, dog, you know the talent. We can honestly sit here and play them Sunday night And Desean ain't got to do shit because guess what? You got so many other weapons and so many other ways to beat them that you don't need to do that. They could go 12 personnel with 2 tight ends, Goddard and Ertz, and run the ball down their throat.
They could.
You know what I mean? Or they can get Aguilar involved. I don't even know who their corners are. There's one player on their defense that truly scares me, and that's the safety Keanu O'Neal. That's it.
I like Ricardo Allen. He's decent. But listen, let's move.
I don't trust nobody named first name Dan Ricardo.
We got other games to pick, man. Let's pick them. It's PSG.
You took this there because you came out here with that negativity. I didn't think you was gonna do all that.
We smelled that.
Hey, listen, man. I missed
Us dogs smell it. We smelled it all. We smelled it.
I'm just keeping it real with y'all. It's gonna be tight. So listen, let's pick it up. We got the Rams and the Saints. Dave Roscoe. We already know what you're feeling, family. It's PSG Pickem. We know what it is. So we got the Rams the Saints at the Rams.
Yeah.
It's gonna be primetime game, 4:25. Revenge game, as we know what happened last year in the championship game. By the way, the pass interference rule, man, is just
bullshit.
Bogus, man. So with that being said, I'm actually going to go with the Saints in this one. I think this definitely is a revenge game. I know you said they're going to be 1-1, but I just feel the Saints have something to prove in this game, considering the last 2 years they were basically snubbed. So I think they're going to go to L.A. and get the victory.
Oh, when the Saints come marching in. When the Saints come marching in. The Rams is going to whoop that ass. Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
You know, blasphemy.
It is not happening.
This blasphemy.
Revenge, they're going to be so up for revenge. They not going to know what hit them because, listen, Jared Goff just got paid. Gurley looked all right on Sunday against Carolina.
Yards,
that was a tough game as well. Mm-hmm. And they made it barely out the skin of their teeth against Deshaun Watson in Houston, Texas on Monday night. It's a short week. Now you got to fly out to L.A.
Okay.
Fly out to L.A. and their home opener. And trust me, dog, Ryan Ramczyk, he could do so. He did something with J.J. Watt. That's on the outside. Listen, bitch, it's a whole liger. That's what Aaron Donald is. Aaron Donald is a liger.
He's a problem.
Remember when Napoleon Dynamite was talking about ligers, and then you seen the picture of a real-life liger and how big that sumbitch is? That's Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is like the Undertaker coming on the field where you hear them dongs, but you just know it's over. Like there's nothing you can do.
He's a problem.
He's a Drew Brees outside, not in the dome. Alvin Kamara, I see he did his work.
Yes, sir.
But with that being said, bro, I'm telling you, Michael Thomas against who? Talib,
who's very susceptible.
Who the
did he wax him last time? Yes, he did.
What's the other boy name?
Peters.
Marcus Peters.
They're both susceptible.
They both susceptible, but listen, we seen it. Listen, family, we seen it against the Eagles because the Eagles should have beat the Saints in that divisional playoff round. Very first play of the game. What happened? Drew Brees underthrew his receiver by 10 yards. That was inside of a dome. We talking about outside, dog.
Okay, so your pick is
the Rams. I don't want to talk about it. Say less.
All right, so what we got going on after that?
So we got Seahawks Steelers. We'll say Seahawks Steelers.
All right, so we got. Listen, I'm going with the actual Seahawks. I think the Seahawks.
He said the actual Seahawks.
The actual Seahawks. I'm going with it, man. I'm going with the actual Seahawks in this game because I think the Steelers are in trouble, man. They're in trouble. I mean, after that butt whooping they got last week, now that's a butt whooping. That was a butt whooping last week. I don't know. I don't
think they were as bad as that though.
I think they're better, but I just think Patriots just that good, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, but I just think coming home the game will be a lot closer. Mm-hmm. But I think Russell Wilson in that late game magic that he does with 2 minutes, 3 minutes left is going to be a problem for them. Another issue they're going to have is a problem against the run. Seahawks is very, very, very good with the run.
They didn't run the ball at all last week.
They started first. Then they went. Actually, was it they passed first or they ran first? No, they passed first and then they went to the run.
Right.
They mixed it up. But I think this week will be a better week for them with the run.
I don't see it because the Steelers got embarrassed on national TV. They coming home now, playing in Pittsburgh. It's a different place. It's a difficult place to play. Okay. The last time these two teams played, they played in Seattle. Mm-hmm. Roethlisberger and Wilson, they battled out. I think Wilson he had 5 touchdowns, and he threw for like 350. Roethlisberger threw for like 450 and had 2 touchdowns and a pick. It's a little bit different now, though. I like it's hard to say this because of what we've seen as the final product, but I like what I saw out of the Steelers' defense against the Patriots because the Patriots is in a class by themselves. When they had that much time to game plan for you and scheme for you, they can create players running wide open. But the one thing, I love Russell Wilson to death, but he doesn't have the juggernaut in the mind that behind him like the Patriots have. So I do not think, especially Tyler Lockett is doubtful. Tyler Lockett, he has some knee soreness. So he may not be 100%. I don't see. I think the Steelers have a more complete team. They have more to play for right now, and they definitely. We talk about must win. How people were talking about it for the Falcons. Yeah. No, for the Steelers.
Oh, that's big.
This is must win for them.
It's big. It's big. I mean, even though the division, Cleveland's 0-1. Cincinnati, by the way, who I got shot down when they said I said they're a team to watch out for, and Kevin,
they may be.
Kevin and Peter looked at me like I was crazy, thought I was crazy.
They may be,
but I know my stuff, and I'm telling you, they're going to be a team to reckon with.
Okay,
they're going to be a sleeper, like I said. But anyway, I got Seattle.
I'm going Pittsburgh.
All right, who else we got?
We got I don't even know. You pick these games.
I don't remember, man. I know.
You got
them. It was late.
Chiefs versus Raiders. Now Raiders were a pleasant surprise. They're a pleasant surprise Monday night, especially after the whole AB drama.
I like Grudog, man.
We'll get into that later.
I like Grudog.
To have Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, and keep Derek Carr's uniform clean.
Yeah.
So I like that, and that's without Richie Incognito. So I like what I saw of Josh Jacobs as well. But listen, dog.
Go ahead. That boy.
That catch-up Ferrari coming in there. That catch-up Ferrari coming in there.
There goes that man.
And look passing all over y'all. Shady looked good. Nine touches for 81 yards. Sammy Watkins looked like Sammy Watkins for Clemson.
Finally, that's healthy. Listen, that man sounds like a race car driver, don't he?
Who?
Mahomes. Like Talladega. Every time I hear him talk, Talladega. We're gonna rush. We're gonna run.
He looked like
go fast.
He looked like
go
the
fast.
dude.
Talladegas.
What was the caveman from The Simpsons? The dude.
I can't remember the boy's name. Yeah.
But to me, I mean, so I got Chiefs. I like the Raiders. I like what they saw, but this is a whole other animal coming in.
Okay.
So then, last but not least.
Hold on, player.
Go ahead. Man. I'm sorry. I thought you was just going Chiefs. It's just that simple.
I am too, but let me get my thing in, man. I mean, listen, like you said, I agree with everything you said. Watkins, man, he's a pleasant surprise. I mean, I've always been a Sammy Watkins guy. I've always liked him, and I think this year finally is the year that he's going to stay healthy. They did lose Tyreek Hill for 6 to 8 weeks, which is horrible for me because he's one of my big studs on my fantasy team.
You didn't pick up McCole Hardman yet?
He's going, bro. It's a wrap for that. I can't get him. But McCoy looks good.
I picked him up this morning on my way to work.
What our league? Not our league.
Nah, not in our league.
Yeah, in our league, the one with Matt and them, he's been going, bro. But anyway, listen, man, they're a pleasant surprise, man. I just think Big Red's doing big things. And I like Grudog. Grudog's my boy, but I think it's going to be, I'm thinking 30 to 17. I just think it's too much to handle.
Yeah.
They're going to fight. Josh Jacobs is definitely a pleasant surprise. 2 touchdowns last week, but it's just not going to be enough. I think it is going to be a little closer. I think the Chiefs will pull off in the last maybe.
You seen them put a 40 against Jacksonville, right?
Absolutely.
Jacksonville. We can sit here and
sit here and say they won the best defense in the league.
Yeah,
they should be at least.
And the Raiders nowhere near that.
Oh, listen,
but crazy things happen in Oakland,
and that's the thing. I just think right now they have a lot of fight in them because of the AB situation, and I think right now, listen, they're believing in what Grudog's saying, man. So
everybody can have a plan until you get hit in the face.
That's what Mike said. That's what Mike Tyson said. He said it.
So let's go to. Dallas versus Washington. And I want to say this.
Okay. Don't start hating. Keep it real. Keep 100, yo.
Dog.
Stop hating. Keep it real.
The offense I saw out of Dallas with the play action and the movement.
Keep it real. Give them their props.
Give them a little. Can I finish?
No, because you want to hate.
Dog, I've been praising them all week.
All right, go ahead.
You didn't even know what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
How you going to hear me when you talking?
I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say a word. I just know my brother. I've been doing this for 4 years.
Listen, I've always said I've been a big proponent for Dak and Zeke. I've never been like a big believer in Dak as far as like on a Carson level, but he's been a manageable average quarterback. Now you actually have what it looks like after 1 week. I just want to say that 1 week we see Kellen Moore. It looks like they may have like a legit offense that you can't just fit inside a box. But my thing is this. You pay Zeke 6 years, $90 million, $50 million guaranteed, and you hand the ball. Now you look like you want to be a team that's going to hand the ball off 15 times.
Well, they had to pay. That was the market.
So that's why Dak is going to end up with 30. If he keeps playing like this, he's going to end up with 35, close to $35, $40 million. But with that being said, it was against the Giants, and the Giants secondary is not the best.
It's trash, man.
But players are running wide open. That's what happens. They went down 7-0. Now, what I was more shocked by is how the Giants, that first drive, how easily they moved the ball down the field. Because we talked about Desean having the third fastest clock speed. Guess who had number one? That was Saquon. That boy Saquon on that 60-yard run. I think he was running almost like 22.5 miles an hour.
That's not fair.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's not fair. It's like a video game.
And that's why I said it's even. I think Pat Shermer may be the worst coach in the league. How do you only hand the ball off to Saquon 11 times? I don't care how much you down. You want a home run? You want a big play? That's your biggest chance to get it.
The only thing I'll say to it, and the only thing I can think about on the reason for this is they're not ready to compete, right?
Who's this? Giants?
Giants. So why use all his bullets?
True.
We know running back shelf lives. We know how it works, and I'm assuming they're going to want to try to compete within the next year or two. Okay, and they're trying to probably get him to the next year or two, still being as great as he is, which he will be. So they're figuring, all right, if I might only get this guy 15 touches, but if we're getting our doors blown off, vice versa, I'm getting him out of the game and saving his bullets, just like a pitcher. I'm going to save his bullets for later.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, in this game, man, I just think seeing Dak and all the criticism that he's received over the last couple of years, and again, I'm a Eagles fan till I die, but I have to be a realist. But seeing that I don't know who he worked out with, I don't know who it was, but you can see a difference in his game. And again, like Pete said, I agree with that. This is the first game.
Right.
The defensive coordinators get tape. There's a couple things they're going to try to do going for even in this game to try to. Washington's going to look into his weaknesses in the game that maybe the Giants couldn't take advantage of, but Washington's going to take advantage of. But just the fact that he was able to make the throws. Yeah. A lot of those throws he could not make before. He could not make them.
He did change. He changed his form up a little bit.
You could tell the touch pass.
His mechanics changed.
The fade. I mean, he had problems throwing those the out, which was one of the biggest problems he had last year. He's throwing them now. So I don't know who we work with, whether it be Kellen Moore, whoever it may be, but it's much better now going forward. The weapons they had. Let's talk about the weapons they had. The Randall Cobbs of the world. When Randall Cobb is healthy, he is a problem. So having him. Having Gallup, who's a great deep threat, who I like a lot, and I think with what's my man's name, number 19? I'm drawing a blank right now. What's my man's name?
You're not talking about Bryce Butler's not there anymore.
No. Amari Cooper. Wow. I just think they have a nice. I couldn't think. I think they have a nice stable, man. I just think right now. Listen, they're gonna be tough, man. They're gonna be tough out for us.
They can have a nice stable all they want. And guess what? I'm gonna say this right
now, bro. For us Eagles fans, I'm telling you.
Have a nice stable, y'all. All those wide receivers you just mentioned, please throw it at them. Because when it's all said and done, your biggest weapon is still in the backfield.
Oh, absolutely.
So the more you throw it to them, the more we're going to stay in the game.
But here's the thing, though. Everyone's going to play the same way. They're going to say, look, we're going to put 8-man in the box, and you beat us.
And so Eagles don't put 8-man in the box against him, and he don't go off.
We're not going to do it, but most everyone's going to do that.
Oh, that's fine.
Do that. And they're going to say Dak beat, just like the Giants. The Giants did.
The one thing I will say is with Dallas. Dallas could push around the Giants. You can see with the Eagles. I'm not even going to trip. Even people were saying this shit last week. I even heard people on local radio saying, "Oh, without Trent Williams." Nah, dog. Listen, the Washington Redskins have a good offensive line coach, and they've always had decent offensive line. So you can see it was tough for us to get home. So that's going to be the battle in the trenches. And trust me, Dallas's offensive line is on par with ours. So, but this is going to be Montez Sweat's second game. Ryan Kerrigan pretty much got shut out against Lane Johnson, which usually doesn't happen. So I'm looking for this game to be tighter than what it is, because the tighter what most people think, because of the fact and you got AP coming, who's a motivated AP. He's going to be running out of angry to piss off Jay Gruden. Yeah. I'm not sitting here saying Washington going to win the game.
But it's going to be competitive.
I think they'll cover. I think they'll actually cover the spread, because I think the spread is like 4.5.
So you got Dallas?
I got Dallas win the game, but I got Washington can cover it. But I can easily see Washington win. Not say easily, but I can see a way where Washington wins this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going Dallas. I think it's going to be tight. I agree with the fact that it's going to be tight, and it's going to be a game that we're going to be looking at saying, wow, Washington's coming out playing today.
Yeah.
And family, let's get your feels on the game. Weigh in. Who do you think? Cowboys? Who do you think Redskins? I'm going, like I said, Cowboys. I'm going 27-20. It's going to be a tight game, but I got the Cowboys winning.
I can see it coming down to maybe a field goal where it may be like a 28-24, something like that, something crazy. So real quick, all the fans on YouTube watching this, YouTube Live is rocking right now.
Yes, sir.
Everybody in there,
I've been locked in comment, man. I've been going. I've been going.
I've seen this. The numbers is looking good.
JM, sup, y'all. First and foremost, Minka better be an Eagle by Monday morning.
Wow.
All right, JM, I love that.
All right, and if he's not,
now I would do
if
this
he's
though.
Not, then what?
Now
if
he's
not,
fired up, then
he's gonna be fine. Now, could you see because Minka? If you can get Minka for a second, that's your heir apparent to Jenkins.
Oh, absolutely.
Getting
I already said it, man. I'll drive. Where are we going?
You see what I'm saying?
Where we got to go?
Because people feel like Minka was the top DB coming out in the draft.
Yes, he was.
He's number 11 pick overall.
He's a playmaker, man. He's a playmaker.
For me, like I said, I see Washington covering, but I see Dallas winning the game. Once again, we already talked about it. We all, even though it's a nail biter over here, he may not have any fingernails left. We all got the Eagles winning Sunday night. Bro. I just don't see it. I think if the defense with the secondary, I just think it's going to be a little better to get to the quarterback. I don't think the offensive line. I think Washington has a better offensive line than the Falcons, and I also think Washington.
You think so?
How they scheme their offense. Now, don't get me wrong. Atlanta has better weapons, but I don't think they're going to give him the same amount of time that they gave Keenum. I think Jim Schwartz has learned his lesson.
Oh, he made some
Rush
adjustments.
with the 4, and like I said, people have to understand when that 75-yard touchdown, he called a run blitz.
Yeah.
With cover 0.
Yes, he did.
So you can't do that.
No, you do.
You can't do that. It's different from Desean just running by Josh Norman.
And
you feel what I'm saying?
Jenkins said it. He said it in the presser. He was like, "Look, we got caught with our pants down. That's the bottom line. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, like you said, at that situation, we can't do that. But it is what it is. That's what happened. But I like the adjustments we made in that game, and going forward, I want to just continue to see adjustments that we make. Even if we're down, let's continue to make the adjustments going forward.
What I want to do real quick, I just want to give you about 2 or 3 games, because we all see sports betting is live, is rampant. I don't know how, and Nick Foles doesn't mean this much to the Jaguars, but going into the game, the future show with Nick Foles going into week 2, if he was healthy, the Jaguars would have been 3-point favorites in Houston. Now, with Nick Foles out, they're 9-point favorites. So that means Jacksonville is getting 9 points in Houston. I'm on Jacksonville all day. I'm on the Baltimore, Arizona over all day. I wish if you got it earlier in the week, I think it was at like 43, 44. Now it's up to 49. I still like the over because
where's it at?
It's in Baltimore, but both when the Dolphins lined up in 2 wide receiver sets, their completion rate was like 25%. But 3 or more wide receiver sets, that's when they started moving the ball. Arizona is in the air raid offense. It's 4 wide receiver sets pretty much the whole time.
Pretty much.
And what Baltimore is good at, Arizona lacks. So I just think I think Baltimore's going to win the game. But I also like as well. I'm not sure the line in the game, but I love the lines against the Chargers. Marlon Mack.
I actually agree with that one.
Marlon Mack ran the ball down the Chargers' throat.
I actually agree with
now
that.
They go on the road, coming east, kind of playing an early game.
Cross
carry on
country.
Johnson, Detroit, and Detroit's going to be motivated because they shouldn't have gave up that lead to Arizona to cause a split or a tie.
So you going Detroit?
Yeah, all day.
I agree.
So
I agree with that.
Let's talk about the big elephant in the room. We talked about him last week, and somehow he found a way to get back in the news again. Whether or not by his own fault. Talk about them 2 letters that go together at the beginning of the alphabet.
It's definitely his fault. I mean, let me just jump in here.
Go ahead.
I had to take a deep breath because the stupidity of one Antonio Brown, which I knew his middle name. But I mean, where do we begin? I don't know if you guys saw the text that he sent over to the young lady. Right. But it's just straight ignorant, man. Just the whole situation. This is an example of, and I always say there's players out there who feel that they're above the law. There's players out there that feel that, they can do whatever they want. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm quite sure she's not as innocent as we think as far as some of the things that are being said. And again, we don't have all the facts, but from what I understand, she was trying to get a gym. So I don't know whether she was extorting him, whatever the case may be, but he's still a scumbag. I mean, I don't want to go into exactly what he did, but I don't understand how the Patriots can support a guy like this. They know what he did. Well, let me rephrase it. I can understand that.
Okay.
Let me rephrase that. We're talking about
this is the NFL.
Happy Ending Gate, right? We're talking about Mr. Happy Ending Gate.
Well, this is the Good Old Boy Network in general.
And we're talking about Mr. Happy Ending Gate, who's the owner, by the way, Robert Kraft. So I mean, and we're talking about Belichick, Mr. Mumbles. So I mean, listen. It doesn't shock me, but then again, it does shock me that we're at this point. It shocked me that maybe, and again, she's supposed to meet with him this upcoming week.
After what?
And the details after the game, of course.
No.
Which one?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And I think there's more details that's going to come out. There's more details going to come out when they actually meet. But I'm just interested to see going forward how the NFL handles the situation. Antonio Brown, as we know, has had some issues. Do we see him getting suspended?
No.
So you don't see him getting suspended?
Now I'm gonna let you completely finish.
But I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. I'll let you weigh in real quick.
To me, and real quick, shout out to North Dakota Mama on the YouTube. She says, "Evening, guys. I hope the Cowboys. You know what she say? I lost it. I think the Cowboys win, but I hope they don't. Dak and Amari throwing shade at the Eagles during the Giants game. Hope it comes around to bite them. It will, which it will. It definitely will.
North Dakota Mom, I like it.
So I hear what you're saying. But this is my thing. AB is a flawed man. We know that. He's a very talented, flawed human being. I get that.
Okay.
But I cannot sit here and honestly say to myself, like, why would you go back 3 separate times?
I'm going to answer that. Because he thinks he's above the law, bro.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about her.
Oh, well, that's the problem. That's the problem. What is her? And see, that's why I'm like, okay, I feel bad for her, but then again, I'm like, what is she doing? Like what is your motive?
After that second time, bro.
What is your motive?
After your second time, if you sitting there watching TV, you turn back around, homeboy, then you feel a little moistness on your shoulder. Where that come from? And you say he begged you to come back, and then on top of that, the reason why I asked you about after what? It's criminal. It's not a criminal case. It's civil. So she want the bag, and then you can't meet with the NFL till after. The NFL wanted to meet with you this week. The NFL said, let's meet this week. No, I'm getting married.
Oh, wow. I didn't hear that part.
Who is?
The chick. She said,
Listen,
after the wedding.
If he did something wrong or didn't do something wrong, the way I look at it like this, my man brings trouble.
Yes.
And trouble finds him.
Yep.
So I don't know what happened. None of us do. To me, I got the vibe that this man's above everything.
Yep.
And thinks his shit don't stink and he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yep.
And we obviously know his screw is loose.
Yeah.
We obviously can tell that.
That's the big part that everyone's not realizing.
Just because she didn't report it right away doesn't mean that inappropriate stuff didn't happen.
Right.
Now,
Did you see the text?
if she went back and didn't go back,
Right.
that's a whole nother story. But when these guys got money and fame, sometimes,
but see that,
I don't know.
So that road you going down right there, right? So imagine it started off with a kiss. We all don't know what happened. Right. He kisses her. She didn't like the advances. She leave. She come back because of what? He not just because of who he is as a person, with his status, his stature, the lifestyle he lives.
Yeah,
so,
she's getting money because she's his trainer.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to remember that she doesn't want to lose that deal.
Yeah. Right. So when you a trainer, what's happening on? Dude getting sweaty.
Yep.
She getting whatever she doing to work out. Whitney, she getting sweaty. Whatever else. Yeah. One thing happened to another.
Yep.
I don't know what he promised her or where they thought they was gonna fit in, because from what I heard as well, besides the text, he has numerous pictures and occasions where they happy, they smiling. It was never. It was.
But guess what? She might be smiling in pictures,
right?
In the lab.
In the back of her mind, all this other
feeling exposed,
right?
And she might not have reported it because of his stature,
right?
And then finally said, "You know what?
Right?
Somebody got in her head and said, yo, if this shit really happened, go make them pay for it,
right? And more importantly, and again, it's reported that from what she's saying, he promised her to get her gym. From what they're saying, he was gonna actually put money into her business for her to get the gym.
Yes,
that's what she's saying.
So of course
he's denying it.
So of course he's denying it, and of course he's going to say that trying to get in her pants. Listen, man, when you smile at a camera like that, watch his smile. That's got the smirk of like I'm
above everything.
I'm above everything. I'm
AB.
Special. I'm a rock star, and my smile will get me through anything.
Yep.
And the craziest thing is, the man works out 3 times a day. So I don't even know when he has time to do this. You feel what I'm saying? When do you have time to do it?
You can make time if you want to do some crazy stuff.
My biggest thing is,
you can make time, bro.
I could understand her coming back as a person. I could understand her coming back the first time.
Okay.
It's a kiss. How many dudes, even people that may end up in long relationships with a chick, but that first date, that first time y'all kiss, it may have been awkward as hell. You may have got the wrong read, but then you get past that. But I don't see how any woman or any guy can get past what happened the second time when I think we all got hoping no kids watching. Yeah. But ejaculation on the bat.
But I think nerves. Right. I think nerves and
you're expecting.
But there was a big gap though. Remember that they said there was a big.
Well, no question. There's going to be a gap.
Right.
Because she's not going to go back. The gap tells you something inappropriate happened.
Right.
Because if there wasn't a gap and she went back a day later or a week later, then something's wrong with her. The fact that there's a big gap tells you everything you need to know.
Yep.
And she went back. She almost went back because of the sake of her business and money.
Right.
So she did get exposed in two different ways, which means guess what he owes in the civil court? He's going to owe money.
Oh, he's going to pay money.
The NFL was completely off base because the fact that
we've seen that though.
The fact that he's even playing this weekend before you do your investigation is disgraceful because you can put him on the exempt list for 1 week, figure it out, and then let him play week 3. It's disgusting.
But see, it's all about money. It's all about ratings. It's all about having him out there against Miami, one of the worst teams. But again, him playing with Brady on TV, I'm quite sure it's going to be a game on TV. Whether it be Channel 3.
But let me tell you something. I don't get offended. I said in the video on ATD, I don't get offended by the word cracker. First off, I'm goddamn Sicilian. So, well, you call me cracker, call me whatever you want.
Who's that? Who said that?
No, AB.
AB said it to Mayock.
Mayock. Yeah, Mayock.
Yeah, he called him cracker.
I don't got a problem with that. Yeah. But if that was the other way around.
Duh.
Right, and that's all I said. I said, let's not have a double standard. This dude would get roasted if it was the other way. He would have to burn his motherfucking phone. Rightfully so. And maybe hide where he's living.
Yeah.
Now, you can go say the other side. That's the thing. Any of it's wrong, and I don't agree with it.
And this is the biggest thing. I want to know what type of contentious relationship it caused in the locker room. Because remember.
He just got there.
Not even that. Remember, where was he staying at?
But he wasn't there, though. But here's the thing, though.
Where was he staying?
He wasn't there.
Where was he staying?
What?
When he got traded to the Patriots.
Okay.
When he got signed to the Patriots.
Oh, Brady's house.
He was staying at Brady's house.
Absolutely.
So imagine Giselle. And their
kids.
daughter and the kids, and you got somebody. So my thing is this though.
See, Brady got that on lock though. All that right there, that's going.
But my thing is this: I'm not shocked by if he suits up, he catches 2 touchdowns. Guess what? Y'all fuckers gonna hate me. The bitch in my fantasy lineup. I don't care. And it's the other thing. It's the other thing. The NFL has. I don't listen. What AB did, if he did it, he's going to pay out of pocket. There's no criminal. Whatever it's like that. It still pales in comparison to what Tyreek Hill did. And Tyreek Hill got rewarded. He got a 3-year, $54 million contract extension. Mm-hmm. That's why you see so many people when he got hurt in his shoulder. Karma. That's all you saw on Twitter. Karma. So the NFL obviously does not care. So I can't fault the Patriots for playing this dude when the big shield is not going to do anything.
All right, so let me just jump in.
You feel what I'm saying?
2 comments. Bill Middlebrook says it's the Patriots, just like letting Josh back.
It's the league. It's bigger than the Patriots,
just
bro.
Like letting a year from being indefinitely suspended. And then BT says, totally agree with TA, but NFL's hiding behind the fact that they never use commission lists for non-criminal investigations.
Exactly.
No, and that's fine, but you still have an allegation of goddamn rape here. Yeah. You have a guy using essentially, even though it doesn't affect me, racial slurs.
Yeah.
So listen,
I agree.
If this is the country we're going to live in, then fine. But double standard bullshit, guys who act like assholes, guys who think they're above stuff, to me, should never get rewarded. And what the Patriots did, the smack in the face to everybody, too. I get he's probably the best wideout in football. I get all that. Him and DeAndre, in my opinion. I get all that. But this shit's not fair, man. You just went to an organization and you tried burning it to the ground in 6 months. That's a disgrace.
Yeah. So let me go ahead. The bottom line is the NFL's all about ratings. They're all about economics. Of course. They're all about seeing face. They're all about fantasy. They're all about anything that's going to glorify what they're doing financially as well as the fans, helping the fans out. They're going to do. That's the bottom line. I mean, and I agree with you. Everything that he did to TA is just disgraceful, man. But the NFL is not looking at it like that. They're looking at this as a business.
Now, see,
he's a part of the business.
If that's the problem. If the business was the other side around, and it was a white guy saying a terrible racial slur or anybody saying another racial slur besides directed at a white person,
there'd be a problem.
There'd be a problem. So the NFL is proving more and more their double damn standard. Yeah. And at some point, guess what's going to happen in the NFL? They're going to get hit on their bottom line at some point. Yeah. And when the bottom line gets affected, like he says, then maybe they'll wake up. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, we're all problems because I got him on my fantasy team, and part of me's like, oh, good, he's playing. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem.
They're making so much money off. The NFL makes much money off of fantasy.
To even peel back the onion even more, real quick.
So much money.
He's just such a great talent, dude. And you're wasting by being an asshole.
It's to peel back the onion even more a little bit. You seen what he did in Oakland. Mm-hmm. He got everything he wanted. threw the temper tantrum in Pittsburgh, got traded, got money. Then all of a sudden, as soon as, like I said, I was playing golf with my boy Saturday, and I see people talking about AB crazy. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they asking for his release. I said, bro, he already. As I said this at 1:00. I said he already has a deal in place. Sure enough, 4:00 when he became available, by 4:30 he was a Patriot. It just goes, and they get not only that, he got rewarded with $9 million.
We'll never know the truth.
No,
because they're not going to investigate. They're not going to say.
How can I say this? I wish these players were smarter. And I can't say this for sure. I generally always see the good in people. But this whole thing with her just seems fishy because of the fact of the timing of it. Okay? And also just why only civil? If you feel that bad, money ain't everything. If you feel
is it statute limit? When did this happen? This happened in 2018.
There's no statute limitations on that.
Well,
especially if it happened how she said it happened. If he forced her down.
No, I agree with you saying, but there's got to be a reason why they're not prosecuting. Who knows what it is?
It's her choice.
Okay, well, she's about that bag, like you said. She's about the bag.
So when you do that, then even the NFL is like, so you're not punishing him outside of his pocket.
Public opinion. What is they saying?
That's saying it makes you look like a gold digger.
Pretty much.
Because and also the NFL, you're gonna be with the NFL. Well, you're not pursuing criminal. You just want civil. You want him to pay. So guess what? At the most I can do is we'll fine him or we'll do whatever.
Right.
They're not going to hit him on the field. They hit him in his pocket because guess what? She's setting the precedent to hit him in his pocket. And God, listen, God is my witness. AB is a messed up dude. He's not for me to judge. But at the same time, I can give you so many other countless guys that's suiting up on Sunday that probably that was even worse.
Yeah. And listen, I mean, AB's feeling it, man. He lost his helmet deal. I mean, there's a lot he's going through. It's just going to be – listen, the bottom line is this. I just want to see within the next month, is he going to be a Patriot?
Yeah.
God forbid. We don't know what's going to happen next.
Dog,
we just don't know,
he's
man.
not getting suspended. He's not getting released. Bob Kraft is one of the most progressive dudes out there.
He is.
You feel what I'm saying?
However, if he continues to do things he's doing, man.
Well, no, this is done. This is like honestly.
We don't know. We don't know what else is going with him. We don't know.
But it may be something else to come out. Remember, like the Carson. I'm not putting us on the same level, but these people, they wait for these stories for the right time.
Yeah.
They wait for the right time. But also, prime example, right? We talked about Tyreek Hill. AP got charged with domestic abuse. Never missed a game.
No.
And we still talk about AP to this day.
Yeah.
God, I feel bad for if it happened to Brittany Taylor. I feel bad. But ultimately, at the same time, as a grown adult, you chose to go back. You see what I'm saying? In AP's case, it was his child. Your child did not ask to be here.
Yeah.
And you seen how the league looked at that.
Yeah.
So I hear people saying Patriots this, Patriots that. Dog, it's bigger than that. When the Oakland was probably the first team out of all these crazy players, all these situations that took umbrage and took action because they released his ass. And they didn't care about what they spent to get him or the money they paid out of pocket. They sent the message. They set a tone.
Now Ben makes a great point, and I was actually going to say this, but he beat me to the punch. Let me throw out the conspiracy theory further, but NFL scared of players with CBA deal looming. XFL has deep pockets. That's very true.
Yeah.
I mean, with this CBA, because it's going to be a strike, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a strike. I think maybe the gloves are off for the NFL where they're saying, okay, you know what? Let's just let them ride. Let's ride it out because this is going to happen and go from there.
Yeah.
But they need to address this situation with the players getting suspended, the severity of these different rules that they have as far as players with making these bad decisions. They have to weigh in on that. They have to visit that.
Yes, I agree.
Before we leave, I do have a you got to go, and it's real because it's home. It's Philly, and I'm giving it to the Philly fans. As we know, Mike Scott. Mike Scott plays for 76ers. Was invited to a tailgate party for 4th and Jones, I think it's called. And as he's going to the tailgate party, he has on a Redskins jersey as well as pants. He sees a coffin That's at one of the other guys tailgate spot.
Right.
It's a call from the Redskins jersey. He thought it was neat. It was funny. So he wants to take a picture from it. Fast forward, one thing leads to another. Of course, they had about 25 drinks, at least, of beer. Fight. And the thing is, I'm giving the Philly fans the you got to go because it's despicable. We get a bad name, but stuff like this, it's warranted. It's definitely warranted. You got to go because at the end of the day, he's one of our own. If an opposing fan wants to wear another jersey, let it be, man. It's all about having fun. You can talk junk, but to try to assault the man who, by the way, you got knocked out, rightfully so. But to come at it, man, I don't condone violence, but come on, man, you had that one coming. It's just horrible.
Yeah, I mean, in this day and age, in most places, you would think that a player could wear, especially a Sixers player,
right.
An athlete of another team that you may cheer for. And I know not everyone follows the Sixers, whatever, it's like that. But this is what happens when you start drinking 9 o'clock Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just wrong decisions were made. In my actual estimation, poor decisions were made on the fans' part, but also Mike Scott could have handled the situation differently by not being by yourself. Like you.
Well, he had a security guy with him from the Sixers.
When I seen them walking up and they confronted him,
right,
dog, he was by himself.
You didn't see the security guy.
D'ing up like he was on the block. You feel what I'm saying? So I agree that that whole situation. Real quick, we was talking about AB and getting some punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Schefter has reported that, remember, because he had the big old helmet saga, right?
Yeah.
The helmet company Zenith has ended its relationship with Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah.
So you're starting to see people pull sponsors, and that right there, we saw that. I mean, Tiger just slept with women.
Yeah,
cheated on his wife. How quick those sponsors pulled out? They pulled out like they weren't trying to get a bitch pregnant. Quick. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said, man, listen, we're gonna end it off on that note. We already know Sunday, 7 o'clock, Penn Center's Merchantville.
Yes, sir.
A2D, the fam, the gang will be in the building. As Tom already said, T already said, $20, all you can eat.
Mm-hmm.
All you can eat. No limit, no buff. This is all you can eat. Then also you have some raffle tickets for Eagles, raffles for Eagles tickets, and raffle for a cornhole set. I hope it's an Eagles set, or maybe you never know. It may be an A2D set. I really don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But you won't know either if you're not in the place to be.
Right.
So be there, Penn Center, Sunday night, 7 to 11. Come out, show your face, show support. Everybody will be there, even me, myself, and I. Be there for a little bit. I got to wake up early on Sunday morning. Get back to the JOB. But with that being said, man, we all try to be in the building, be in the place to be. We hope to see you there. Tomorrow we got weekly roundup, and you already know Sunday going up to the game, we're going to have a agree to disagree. I think they're going to go off in the morning, definitely before game time.
Okay.
And then, as you already know,
you'll be there. Okay, good deal.
And then Sunday night, live reaction, YouTube. If you watch us from afar, Dave Rosca, everybody else from around the world. If you watch the A2D fan and you're Eagles fan, or you're just a fan of sports at all, because we shoot it real. No notes, real facts all day.
Okay,
that's how we do. But with that being said, everybody be safe out there. Have a good weekend. Hope to see you soon on Sunday. Namaste.
Holla.